So let's have a look here at the dashboard. Now at the top here is a drop-down box. So if we open up the drop-down box, you can see all the different teams and divisions in this organization, which means we could click any one of these teams or divisions, and the data I'm going to show you in a few moments would be available for that particular team or division. Now, if you're in at the highest level, the MD or the program owner, you see the average scores for all the teams. You cannot see any personal scores. So let's log in as the whole organization, which is called the New World. And there we have the data right across the whole of the business. So it's an average score, and we're familiar over here with the chart view selector from the last time. So that's useful. And we get a discussion going with the senior team. How do you feel about that, etc., etc. Scroll down, we get completions. So completion rate is 86%, which is not bad. But if I am facilitating that meeting, I will be saying, are you going to base your observations on incomplete information? Do you want to get 100%? Would that be more useful? And if you click on the dial, see what happens. It brings up down the left-hand side here, all the various teams and divisions across the organization and to what extent the needs have been met. And if we take, for example, the sales team, little chevron to the left of the sales, if I click that, so anywhere where you see the chevron, there's more information. That now brings up the team members and who hasn't completed, and you can see immediately, yeah, Tasmin hasn't completed. So this allows the team leader to give Tasmin a ring and say, listen, could you please get that done? We need 100% completions. We come along now to the average score. So here we have the average score of 4.7, which is really good. Because the program goal, we suggest, is 100% completion rate and an average score of 5+, because that means people's needs are being met. Again, if you click the dial, up comes another window. And this is really significant now, this heat map. So what does this tell us? This tells us to what extent people's needs are being met in their teams, right across the whole organization. So you can see as I scroll down there, we're getting to the low performing teams. Now, these are the teams where needs are not being met. Hence, this is where you're going to lose your good people. And if they can't find another job, what they'll do is they'll probably stay and moan and blame and criticize because their needs are not being met. So you can actually interpret this heat map in rows or columns. So in rows, it might be, yeah, GB management. They could do with a bit of team building or maybe a bit of coaching or whatever. Or it might be you get the team leader of a high scoring team working with GB management team leader to help that person improve their scores. Or you can read it in terms of columns. So you can see the right-hand column, there's more yellow there than all the other ones. Look at that. And that's conflict. So you might be, for these two yellows, you run conflict resolution workshop at lunchtime or something. So again, being very conscious of time, and we're not doing a sheep dip. This is particular to that specific team. So this data here is massively significant for senior people because it lets them know what is going on underneath the bonnet of their organization in terms of needs being met, hence leadership, because that's how we get the best out of our people, by meeting their needs insofar as it's possible. You're also given a bit of an indication of engagement levels and well-being, because if my needs are being met, guess what? I have a smile on my face. I am feeling good. That feeds into my well-being. Of course it does. So you're getting all that data to look at. Underneath, so I start here a conflict on the far right-hand side. So if you see that little two triangles back to back, that's a sorting icon. And that now tells us here's the lowest scoring teams for conflict. Again, making it easier for us to sort of, where do we make the interventions? Ownership, difference, motivation, feeling valued. So you now have a measure on each one of these. And as we all know, the soft skills are very difficult to measure. But you're getting a measure of how motivated people are, how much they feel valued, ownership, and so on and so forth. So there's lots of stuff to be talking about here. Average scores, completion rates, answer distribution we look at in a second, and the rank ordering right across the business, and over here the program goal. So if we look and rank that column, so you can see we have 3 stars with a green circle. What's that about? Well, if you hover over it, 3 stars represent outstanding leadership with a completion rate of 100% and average score of 5+. What is a 2-star? 2 stars represent excellent leadership with a completion rate of 95% and an average score of 4.8. And 1 star represents great leadership. So the system works out outstanding, excellent, and great leaders. So if you did want to run an internal award scheme, this makes it very, very easy for you. And we also offer an external award. So what the system does, it takes the last 3 takings of the diagnostic, works out an average, and then places them into 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, or no star. So again, it provides some form of recognition.